Ah, Christmas, that magical time of year when the whole family gets together and holiday cheer is in the air. As kids, most of us remember that feeling of wonder each year when Santa would visit. We knew that the nice children would get presents and the naughty children would get coal, and that of course we were all such nice children. But, as most of us know, spoiler alert for any of you who believe in Santa, Santa isn't real. Have you ever considered what this means? Santa was our source of morals, the one who knew whether we were naughty or nice, and we knew exactly where we stood. Without Santa, our whole definition of what made someone naughty or nice was thrown off. There was no definite judge of who was naughty or who was nice except for other people, and they aren't absolute like Santa. Without any absolute source of meaning, it is up to ourselves to determine if we are naughty or nice. This is what Jean-Paul Sartre calls abandonment. This is referring to the sense of loss felt when one realizes that there is no God, and therefore there is no source of absolute right or wrong. To Sartre, this means that we determine our own meaning and purpose through our actions. But rather than being depressed that life has no meaning, Sartre argues that it should be a positive realization, because it means that we are what we choose to make of ourselves. To the child discovering that Santa isn't real, it may come as a shock or a relief, but either way, they're faced with a decision. What do I do with this knowledge? Do I choose to believe that there is no Santa, or do I ignore my discovery? They can choose to either reject or accept the notion that Santa isn't real, and their choice to believe or not is what makes them who they are. By deciding to believe or not, the child will also be deciding whether or not they think that believing is the right choice for everyone else. If they decide not to believe, then they also decide that other kids should not believe. However, their parents might get mad if they tell their younger siblings that Santa isn't real, and then they won't give the child presents for Christmas. The child is stuck between two choices with no absolute moral right decision. Invalidate his own belief that not believing in Santa is the right decision, or lose out on this year's presents. Sartre described this feeling as anguish. Sartre argues that man will always feel hopeless in having and lost at having to make such decisions, since there is no absolute right way to decide. But Sartre would also advise the child that whichever decision they make is the right one, since it is through our actions and choices that we determine what is right and wrong. I apologize to any of you who may be rattled by the implications of being abandoned by Santa, but remember, you still have the choice to believe.